Hey, what's going on, guys? What's happening? YouTube, you guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a pair of teenagers from Michigan who found themselves in hot water over their drop shipping business. I think this can be a lesson to anybody buying products being pushed by influencers, as well as people who are getting into drop shipping. And here's some clear things that you should not be doing unless you want to wind up in hot water like these guys. So basically, drop shipping is not illegal. There's nothing wrong with drop shipping. One of the kind of interesting things about this article was that the Michigan Attorney General actually went out of their way to say, look, drop shipping in and of itself is not illegal. But what these kids were doing, and we'll kind of read through, we'll take a look at their Trustpilot reviews. We'll take a look at the court filings over this, and we'll kind of give this article a brief read. But basically what these kids were doing, they were saying that they produced these earpods in Grand Rapids. In reality, these were being made in China. They were being drop shipped. A lot of people who were placing orders were not getting their orders, so this was just an outright scam or fraud where these guys were taking money and not actually delivering anything in many cases. And then part of it was just the problem of drop shipping, right? Orders get backed up. If your product does wind up doing good, you wound up overloading your supplier and your supplier can't keep up. And they wound up blaming their local post office. Oh, we're sorry, our local post office can't keep up with this. They also made false claims about their products, like they automatically pause after you take them out of your ears, which wasn't the case because these are, knockoff $15 AliExpress earpods, not real earpods. I believe they were selling them for $59, and they were buying them, I believe the Attorney General said, for $15. So again, nothing wrong with buying something for 15 bucks off AliExpress and reselling it to somebody for $60. Although you guys know me, right? I'm not a big fan of drop shipping, at least not the way that the majority of people are doing it. If you find a supplier in the States, you develop a relationship with them, they're white label shipping or blind shipping for you. You have communication with the supplier, you can deliver things in a timely manner. I'm all for drop shipping in that case, but if your idea of drop shipping is sending eBay stuff to people on Amazon or Amazon stuff to people on eBay or drop shipping from China, I just think it's a shitty business model that provides a poor customer experience, and this kind of highlights just that. So we'll give this a brief read. This is what their website looked like. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Michigan's Attorney General is investigating a Grand Rapids business that sells wireless earbuds online. BlvckPods is an online retailer operated by two teenagers who have received complaints from around the world about not delivering on orders or providing faulty goods. People have had messages to the company about not receiving orders bounced back, ignored, or blocked. The issues resulted in complaints to the Better Business Bureau and now an investigation by the Michigan Attorney General's office. The Attorney General says people buy headphones thinking they're produced and shipped from Grand Rapids, when in reality the company is running a quote-unquote drop shipping business by taking orders and relying on a Chinese supplier to fulfill them. Drop shipping is not illegal in Michigan, but it can create problems when done incorrectly. And let me tell you, the vast majority of the quote-unquote 16-year-old millionaires out there are not doing it correctly. Let's hop on over to their Trustpilot reviews. And you know what's kind of funny? I hopped on YouTube, and on YouTube, man, there's all these young kids making reviews of BlvckPods. We'll call this BlvckPods because I'm not sure what BlvckPods means. And then also, if we do a quick Google search, so look at everybody trying to piggyback on this black iPod thing or this black earpods. We got BLK pods. We got BlvckPods 2, we got Matte BlvckPods, we got BlvckPod.us, we got BlvckPod, and then there's a whole bunch of posts. Is BlvckPods a scam? Is BlvckPods a scam? Let's take a look at their Trustpilot reviews. Ordered 4 months ago. Tracking number says the package is still in the U.S. I've contacted them multiple times with no response. I asked to get a package or a refund, but no response. Scam. Order never arrived. This is honestly the worst shop online. Never received my item. Never received my item. Had to get my bank to retrieve the money after my refund request was ignored. Got scammed. Ordered them from Europe 100 days ago. Never received any item and they don't answer to refund requests. Never received product. Don't be. Some guy here is saying, be patient and polite. These things are amazing. I'm guessing this kid is probably with BlvckPods. And this guy's saying, don't be patient or polite. One interesting thing about this, to all the young people, the people under 18 who are saying, oh, should I get my, can I get my parents to, use their credit card or use their name for the drop shipping store? It appears that these kids use their, one of these kids, it's two teenagers, two 16-year-olds, used their father's name. So their father actually is the one that was actually in hot water until he, I don't want to say snitched on, but until he said, no, this shit's not me, this is my son. Let's see, so this all started, apparently Fox 17 published a story about this, which is eventually kind of what got the Attorney General involved. Angela Gonzalez is apparently the guy that this came back to because his son was underage. Mr. Gonzalez explained that a 16-year-old son and a friend were the true owners of the business. Further, the teenagers had been having a Chinese manufacturer ship the products directly from China to consumers, which caused issues. Fox 17 also interviewed Mr. Gonzalez's son, Isaiah. Isaiah explained that he had recently sent the manufacturer $75,000 to cover about 5,000 orders, and they plan to send another 100,000 in a few days. Based on Isaiah's statements, it appears BlvckPods LLC total cost per product sold is approximately $15. On July 10th, Fox 17 published a second story regarding BlvckPods LLC. At the time, another consumer had contacted Fox 17 and reported that he'd never received earphones that he'd ordered on April 26, and the company's website is now down. And if we go down, we can actually kind of see where the issues arrived. So dropshipping businesses have become prevalent in recent years. Dropshipping businesses accept orders from consumers, but then have the orders fulfilled by a source in a different location. Sources are frequently located overseas, such as China. This practice allows a dropshipping business to profit by charging consumers more than the source charges a dropshipping business to produce and ship the product to the consumer. While dropshipping is not per se unlawful in Michigan, improperly operated dropshipping business raised concerns under the MCPA. Let's see, BlvckPods is no longer operational. Let's scroll down a little bit further. Okay, so here's where they kind of start getting into trouble. So BlvckPods' website provided that its product BlvckPods were 100% custom and unique. Obviously, these weren't custom and unique. These are the same as the 1,000 other people selling knockoff iPods, right? And based on our own pod concept, our technologies are fully authentic. The website then provided the following address: 601 Livingston, Grand Rapids, Michigan. According to consumer Eric D. of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, BlvckPod sent him an email stating that his order had not been shipped because our local post office is having a hard time shipping out our BlvckPods due to the high volume. So that's lying. The things aren't being shipped from Michigan. Neither BlvckPod website nor the email to Frederick acknowledged that the products were manufactured and shipped directly from China. The BlvckPod website stated that the pods were not your average pods and that the company was home to the original Matt BlvckPods. The website also warned customers to beware of fake BlvckPod stores, and the company's refund policy noted that the pods were custom made. The website also promised pods would stop playing audio when removed from the ears. So all of this wound up being fake. These are not unique AirPods, so that's fraud. That's lying. There's no such thing as fake pods because other people are selling the same pods as them. And also, these kids wound up getting in trouble for not having a refund policy. I think most merchant processors are going to require that you have a refund policy, and certain states may require that there's some type of refund or return policy. I'm not really sure what Michigan's laws are, but that's something to keep in mind as well. And I notice a lot of drop shippers don't want to take returns. They're like, oh, I'm not taking returns because, nobody wants to lose money, right? And at times, operating a business means losing a little bit of money. It's called the cost of doing business, right? It's just part of doing business, and it's how you treat your customers right and grow a business. But in the case of drop shipping, and in this case of quote-unquote winning products, people don't really care about building a long-standing business. They're very short-sighted, and they're looking to make a little bit of money in the short run. The BlvckPod website indicated that it had a quote-unquote limited stock and that the offer only lasted for the first 150 orders, presumably to induce consumers to make immediate purchases without researching the company. It appears BlvckPods LLC nonetheless did not limit the offer to the first 150 orders. According to consumers that filed complaints with the BBB, the company later represented to consumers that the company had insufficient supply to fill the paid-for orders. The BlvckPods website indicated it would allow a consumer to return or exchange if the product arrived damaged or did not work from the factory. As of May 2019, the BlvckPod website indicated that if orders were immediately placed, they would be shipped within 2 weeks. Obviously, we know most AliExpress shippers take longer than 2 weeks to ship. Let's see, talking about some different people who had issues. Consumers were not promptly refunded. Another consumer. Let's see, the website charge consumer. Oh, here's another thing they wound up in hot water for. The website charged consumers $49.95 for a pair of earphones, a price advertised as a cut from $159.95. Chinese website frequently used by still similar. Okay, so another thing that they're in hot water for is they're claiming that the original price was $159.95 and these were marked down. These earpods have never been sold for $159.95, so that's BS. They kind of talk about a little bit of the history. It looks like this was started by this with Isaiah Gonzalez's mom and dad are actually the adults on this business. They reference the Trustpilot reviews. Okay, so let's see. Here's what they're in trouble for. Using deceptive representations or deceptive designations of geographic origin in connection with the goods. So saying that they're made in Grand Rapids when they're made in China. Representing that goods or services have sponsorship, approval, characteristics, ingredients, uses, benefits, or qualities that they do not have. Or that the person has sponsored, approval, status, blah, blah, blah. Advertising or misrepresenting goods with no intention. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff to unpack here, and we're already at 11 minutes. So I'm going to put all these links in here for you guys. I'll put links to this and maybe a couple other articles from Michigan Media about this. We'll put in the court filings and BlvckPods Trustpilot reviews. And I think probably the most interesting thing would probably be the court filing. But if you are a drop shipper who's marking down all your products, claiming that things sell for more, claiming that things are made in the U.S. when they're really made in China, if you don't have a return policy, these are all things that you may want to think twice about. Now, most shitty little drop shipping businesses are going to fly under the radar, but when things do get big enough and when people start to complain, things like this tend to happen. So I'll put all this in here, but I just thought it was an interesting story and figured a lot of you guys who are drop shippers out there might be able to learn a few things and keep yourself out of trouble. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If so, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll catch you on the next video.